How's it going, y'all? And welcome to Nature Time with Luke. In this video, we're going to be looking for a number of quintessential winter bird species here in southern Ontario, as well as one species of a particular significance, the short-eared owl. So join me as we look for some birds. Our first stop is none other than the FWR Dixon Wilderness area, a great place for getting incredible looks at a number of different species. Although birding can be a bit slow during the Canadian winter, FWR Dixon never fails to impress me with the number of species that can be seen here. This is likely due to the large amount of seed that is left out by the area's visitors. By far the most numerous species of bird was the American tree sparrow. This rusty-colored sparrow spends the summer months in Alaska and northern Canada and migrates further south down to the United States and southern Canada during the winter. The American tree sparrow is most often found in small flocks, and during my time at FWR, the air was filled with the sound of their high-pitched chip calls. Among the numerous American tree sparrow was a lone white-throated sparrow, a beautiful species which comes in a white and tan morph. The white-throated sparrow has always been one of my favorite species of sparrow, largely because of the beautiful combination of black and white feathers on its head. Unfortunately, this individual didn't stick around for very long, and was soon after replaced by a number of dark-eyed juncos. With their little pink beaks and their fluffy appearance, dark-eyed juncos have got to be one of the cutest species of sparrow. And now for a sequence I have dubbed, Juncos Being Too Cute for Their Own Good. Hanging out in the nearby trees were two vastly different species of woodpecker. The first being the absolutely adorable Downy Woodpecker. The second being the much more boisterous Red-bellied Woodpecker. Waiting in the wings was one of my favorite species of bird, the Mourning Dove. Although the coloration of the Mourning Dove is quite dull in comparison to some other species, I think that the combination of browns, blacks, and pink undertones give this species a beautiful and elegant appearance. By far the most colorful species of bird at FWR was none other than the northern cardinal. According to the scientists who work with songbirds, one of the worst birds to get bit by is the northern cardinal. And with a beak like that, I completely understand. By far the loudest bird at FWR was without a doubt the blue jay. Not only are blue jays absolutely gorgeous, but they're also incredibly intelligent. Believe it or not, blue jays have been observed mimicking the cries of raptors, such as the red-tailed hawk, in order to scare away other feeder birds, thus giving them exclusive access to the food. This adorable species is the Tufted Titmouse, an extremely fast species of tit that proved very difficult to get video of. The best footage I've been able to get of this bird was also at FWR Dixon 2 summers ago. The seed piles were also frequented by both species of nuthatch that can be found here in Canada, these being the white-breasted and the red-breasted nuthatch. After spending my morning with the birds of FWR Dixon, I decided to turn my attention towards another great spot for winter birding: the road. During the winter, species such as snow buntings and horned larks can be found along the roadsides of agricultural fields, looking for food that has been exposed by snowplows. As I scanned through the farmers' fields, it wasn't long before I found my first species. The horned lark. The horned lark gets its name from the two tiny horn-like tufts of feathers that can be seen on the bird's head. While watching the larks, I managed to find a large flock of snow buntings, but unfortunately, they flew away before I could get any footage of them. With that being said, it was still an incredible day of birding. A couple of days later, I decided to check out a birding location that I had never been to before: Wilkes Dam in Brantford. As I approached the dam, it became quite obvious that this stretch of the Grand River was home to a number of Canada geese, easily one of the most common species of waterfowl here in Ontario. Among the large flocks of geese, there was also a number of different duck species, including common goldeneye and common merganser. There was also a few pairs of hooded mergansers, which, despite being a relatively flighty bird, allowed me to get quite close to them. After spending some time with the ducks and geese, I decided to check out the trail that ran along the river. As I walked along the trail, I was greeted by a number of familiar faces. throughout my morning, I was accompanied by a small flock of black-capped chickadees, who seemed certain that I had some sunflower seeds for them. Among the chickadees was a tiny golden-crowned kinglet. And just as I was looking for birds, this song sparrow was looking for food. As I made my way back to the car, I noticed a species of bird that I'd been trying to get video of for years jump behind a log. The incredibly skulky Carolina Wren. Now, with it being February already, I figured it'd be fitting for me to talk about some of my goals for 2025. This year, I decided to try something a little different, so I created a bingo card with a number of different goals that I'd like to try and accomplish this year. On my bingo card, I decided to select goals that pertain to various aspects of my life. Some have to do with my social life, while others are related to my professional career, ranging from seeing 300 life birds to being able to do one somewhat impressive magic trick. In hindsight, this one seems a little redundant, as I've already accomplished this at age 3.
Abracadabra. Abracaboo, I'm going to turn this over into a giraffe.
Okay, let's see. Where's the giraffe? Where's the elephant? Let me see. No way, you gonna turn it into a giraffe? Okay, let's see.
Ta-da!
Another major goal I have for this year has to do with this channel, and that is reaching 200 subscribers. As of the recording of this voiceover, the channel is currently sitting at 159 subscribers. So if you're new here and enjoy learning about nature and birds, please consider subscribing. I've got some big ideas for videos coming up. In terms of the direction I'd like to take this channel in, I would love to contribute to conservation in the way that many conservation photographers and documentarians have, and that is by using visual storytelling to educate the public about the species that need our help. Because as I'm sure many of you know, images often speak louder than words. Now, although this channel will always heavily feature birds, I think I would like to expand outward into the rest of the animal kingdom. Reason being that there's just so many incredible species in the world, and too many of them are seen as valueless in a society that seems to only care about the monetary value of something. Of the many goals I have for 2025, there is one that I hope to accomplish by the end of this video. The owl that I hope to film is a very special species that I actually have tattooed on my right forearm. It is none other than my 100th life bird, the short-eared owl. Luckily for me, a short-eared owl had been recently seen hunting in a farmer's field just a half-an-hour drive from my apartment. As heavy snow fell around me, I scanned the horizon for any soaring raptors. And then I saw it. Sitting on a power line was my short-eared owl. I had found the bird. As the storm continued to worsen, the owl moved further and further away from the road. And despite only getting a couple of clips of this beautiful species, I didn't care, because this was one of the best birding experiences of my entire life. So with that being said, thanks for watching, y'all. Go bird or go home.